Welcome back to Lions News Fan Report, where we bring you the latest and most exciting sports news every single day. Now, if you're a Detroit Lions fan, I've got something truly explosive to share with you today. It's a speculation that could completely change the landscape of the Lions defense heading into the 2025 season, and it's one that's got fans buzzing all over social media. What if I told you that the Lions might be targeting one of the biggest stars in the NFL right now, a player who could make their defense downright terrifying? Yes, I'm talking about none other than Josh Allen, the dominant pass rusher from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Could he be headed to Detroit? Stick around, because this possibility might just leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the Lions' off-season plans. As we approach the 2025 season, the Detroit Lions are shaping up to be a team with legitimate playoff aspirations. They've made great strides over the last few seasons, and it feels like they're only getting better. But the big question on every Lions fan's mind is, what's next? Well, as the draft and free agency come into focus, there's a growing sense of optimism that the Lions are about to make a huge move. Could the answer to that question be found in the form of Josh Allen? For those of you who might not be completely familiar with him, let's break it down. Josh Allen is an edge rusher who's been a key player for the Jacksonville Jaguars since he was drafted in the 2019 NFL Draft. He's one of the league's top pass rushers, and if you've watched any of his highlights, you know exactly why he's earned that reputation. He's fast, he's relentless, and when it comes to putting pressure on the quarterback, Allen is as good as it gets. In fact, he posted double-digit sack totals in the 2023 season and proved to be a critical part of the Jaguars' defense. But here's the interesting part. Despite all that success, the Jaguars might be looking to move on from him. Could the Lions be positioning themselves to land him? Could Josh Allen be the final piece of the puzzle that takes Detroit's defense from solid to downright elite? Now, let's pause for a moment and think about this from a strategic standpoint. The Lions' defense has made noticeable improvements in recent years, especially under head coach Dan Campbell. Last season, they made strides in their secondary with guys like Kirby Joseph, who was named a first-team All-Pro, and Brian Branch, who made the Pro Bowl in his rookie year. On the defensive line, Aiden Hutchinson has emerged as a star, and the Lions have certainly found a cornerstone in him. But here's the thing. Despite all of that talent, the Lions are still missing one major piece. They need a dominant edge rusher who can generate consistent pressure and wreak havoc on opposing quarterbacks. Sure, Hutchinson is great, but imagine having another elite pass rusher lining up opposite him. That's where Josh Allen comes in. Picture this, Hutchinson on one side, Allen on the other. It would be an absolute nightmare for offensive lines to handle. The pressure these two could generate together would be unlike anything the NFC North has seen in years. Opposing quarterbacks would have no time to think, let alone throw the ball effectively. Allen has the ability to get to the quarterback in a hurry, and with his track record, it's not hard to imagine him causing chaos on a regular basis. And let's not forget, a defense with two premier pass rushers opens up the rest of the defense. It would allow the Lions' secondary to do their job even better, knowing the opposing quarterback would be under constant pressure. But here's the big question. Will the Jaguars actually part ways with Josh Allen? It's not as simple as it sounds. Allen has been a key part of Jacksonville's defense, and there's no denying his talent. But there are rumors swirling that the Jaguars might be considering some major changes on their roster. Some insiders believe the Jaguars could be looking to shake things up, whether that's in pursuit of cap relief, a different defensive scheme, or simply a new direction for the team. Could that mean they're willing to move on from one of their best players? If so, will the Lions be in a position to capitalize on that and make a bold move for Allen? Let's also consider the fact that Josh Allen has been incredibly consistent for the Jaguars, and he's still in his prime. Over the last few seasons, he's been a constant threat in the pass rush, and his 10-sack performance in 2023 was just another reminder of his elite abilities. But as we know, every NFL team has to make tough decisions. The Jaguars are no exception. They've got a talented roster, but they've also got some major cap space issues to address. Could they see trading Allen as a way to improve other areas of the team? If the Jaguars do decide to move on from him, the Lions would absolutely have to jump on the opportunity. But it wouldn't come cheap. Let's talk about what it would take for the Lions to land Allen. A trade for a player of his caliber would almost certainly require Detroit to part with some significant draft capital, possibly even a first-round pick or more. Given that the Lions are picking late in the first round in 2025, it's possible that they could use that pick as part of the trade package. Would they be willing to make that move? It would certainly be a bold decision, but if the Lions are truly all in on contending for a Super Bowl, it might be a risk worth taking. After all, Josh Allen could make a huge difference in the short term and long term for Detroit. But let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. Even if the Lions are interested, they would have to compete with other teams who might also be targeting Allen. We know there are several other teams in the NFL who could use an edge rusher of his caliber. So, will the Lions be able to outbid the competition? Could they convince the Jaguars that Detroit is the right landing spot for Allen? These are the big questions that could shape the next chapter of the Lions' defense. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here. If the Lions are able to pull this off, the defense would completely transform. With Hutchinson and Allen on the edges, the Lions would instantly become one of the most fearsome pass-rushing duos in the NFL. This would give the Lions' defense the ability to control games and force turnovers, something they've been lacking in recent years. It would make the Lions a legitimate threat in the NFC playoff picture, and it could even push them into Super Bowl contention sooner rather than later. The idea of having two elite pass rushers who can both dominate week in and week out is a tantalizing thought for Lions fans, and it's one that could turn the tide for this franchise. But what do you think about all of this? Do you believe the Lions should make a serious push to bring Josh Allen to Detroit? Could he be the missing piece that completes their defense, or should they focus on other areas and keep building the roster in a different direction? I want to hear your thoughts on this. Drop your opinions in the comments below. I can't wait to read what you all think. This is a huge topic, and there's so much to discuss. As for me, I think this could be the perfect move for the Lions. Adding a player like Josh Allen would elevate their defense to a level we haven't seen in Detroit for a long time. The Lions have already built something strong, but a player like Allen would take them to the next level. Imagine Hutchinson and Allen coming at quarterbacks from both sides. That could be a game changer. But hey, that's just my take. I'm dying to hear what you all think, so don't hold back. Let's get the conversation going. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Lions News Fan Report, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We've got more content coming your way, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.